So, um, I love soup. All right, it just is what it is. I absolutely love soup, and I love to get my little soup and then a little baguette. And so, the Whole Foods on Callow Hill, not the huge, enormous one, but before that, it was a smaller one, a couple of blocks down from that. I used to go there. I lived close to it. I would go to the soup bar, then I would go over to the bakery. My soup, my baguette, loved it. That was like a little treat from me. I used to love it. So I go into the Whole Foods and I walk over to the soup bar. And there was an elderly lady at the soup bar already there. So, I keep my distance, let her do her thing. Maybe soup special for her as well. I don't know. And I'm waiting. She's really taking her time, seeming, pretty indecisive. And so I get my phone out like people do, and I'm on Instagram, just killing time, waiting for her to make her selection and get out of my way so I can get my little treat. So between looking at my phone and looking up at her to see if she's almost done, I notice that the lady takes the ladle and stirs it in one of the soups, and then she lifts the ladle, puts the ladle to her mouth, and sips the soup from the ladle. I was thinking, what in the swine flu is going on around here? I was appalled. I could not believe that she just did this shit, right? So I'm standing there, I'm in awe, and I let out a visceral, no! And she turns to me slowly, and the facial expression she had was like, maybe needs more salt. Like we were on the same side or something. And I'm floored by this. And then she slowly turns back and puts the ladle back in the soup cauldron or whatever you call it. I am floored. I'm like, why, lady? So I'm thinking, all right, I got to do something. I can't tackle this old lady. I don't know what to do. So I make a beeline to the front. I'm trying to find a manager to put a stop to this. I tell them what's happening. They said that they were going to go get the manager, but I had a sense of urgency because, all right, she may have gotten to the minestrone, but pretty soon she's going to infect the lobster bisque. I have seen zombie movies that started with less contamination than what this lady did. I was absolutely grossed out. So they finally bring a manager out. Too much time had passed. There was no telling what she had done and what she had got to. We go back. He doesn't have much pep in his step. I'm trying to drag him back over to the soup bar. By the time we get there, the lady's gone. And he asks me, okay, which one? But I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't matter which one. If I gave you a bucket of apples and said, hey, I wiped my ass with one of these apples, are you gonna take the risk? Or are you gonna say, all right, all these apples are absolutely trash? That is what I expected from him. But he didn't really do anything. I'm looking at the clam chowder. I don't know if she got to that. The Italian wedding looks a little funky. I don't know how long it takes for Ebola to set in. All of my germophobic ways are just really setting in. And so the guy says, all right, I'll be right back. And I mean, just like that, no sense of urgency. I thought he was going to come and say, all right, let's shut the soup bar down, put some caution tape around it. Let's redirect traffic over through the aisle 3, and let's get security over to the produce aisle to make sure she doesn't get any of the fruits or any of the vegetables. Instead, he was chilling. So he went away, said he'd be back. I stood guard. People were coming up. I'm trying to save them. I'm like, listen, you don't want any of this soup. A lady put her mouth to it. Some people left, but some people still took. It was like trying to tell Floridians to wear face masks. It was impossible. And so, as grossed out as I was and as defeated as I felt because this manager just didn't come back, I decided no soup for me. I love soup, but not today. So I took my defeated and grossed out self. Luckily, I probably avoided either SARS or H1N1 or whatever it happened to those damn ladles in those soups. I have absolutely no idea. And I'm heading out the door. And that was it. But there was a bright side because on my way out of the Whole Foods, there's this message board on the side. And there was a flyer up on it. And it read StorySlam, first person arts. I thought, that seems pretty cool. So I took a picture of it, took the data, the info on it, and I came to the upcoming show that they were advertising for, and I absolutely loved it. And then I got involved, and I told a story, told more stories, and then I started hosting, and the rest is history. But that's actually how I got involved in the Story Slam. It was all about soup. If it wasn't for my love of soup, it would have never happened.